Let's talk about Dinosaur from the year 2000. This is actually a request from Deli18 on Patreon, so thank you for your patronage and the suggestion of Dinosaur. He picked it because he knew I liked dinosaurs. I mean, it's part of my name, PaleoSteno, paleontology. Well anyway, this movie came out when I was like really into dinosaurs. I mean, that was like most of my life, but I mean, like this was a time when walking with dinosaurs was also a thing, so yeah, I was really into it. And also Jurassic Park 3 was like around the corner. So when I saw the trailer for Dinosaur, I was pretty excited for it because I thought it was going to be something like a Walking with Dinosaurs, but like a story. However, I would say that Dinosaur I don't think has aged quite as well as something like Walking with Dinosaurs. Some of the CG looks pretty bad now with some of the photo backgrounds. Like there's actual real backgrounds and there's still like images of them and there's like no lighting or anything with some of the models. It's really weird. Not even like shadows in some of the shots. It's very jarring. There's also no footprints when we see the dinosaurs walking some of the time, but that's just some of the visual stuff. Let's talk about the story a little bit. The story is about an iguanodon, and as an egg, he finds his way to a group of lemurs, and the lemurs end up raising him. Then an asteroid hits from the distance, and then the iguanodon and his lemur family somehow survive that. Like, it's very close. Like, if you see it in the movie, it's like, there's no way they could have survived. But then they end up roaming a desert and find a herd of other dinosaurs. And they have to find their way to the Great Valley. I mean, the nesting grounds. This movie starts out as sort of a Tarzan thing, and then turns into Land Before Time. Again. And most of the movie is in that wasteland desert, where we see that same setting for a lot of it. There are a few other characters besides Aladar, the main character, the main iguanodon, like Kron, the leader of the herd, who's trying to make them go to the right direction towards the nesting grounds. And then there's Nira, the love interest, who is sort of just a slimmer-looking iguanodon with lighter colors. There's also Aladar's lemur family, but I don't really care about them that much, especially the love monkey. I don't like him a lot. I don't like him at all, actually. There's also the Brachiosaurus and the Styracosaurus that's always at the end of the herd that are like old women, and they become friends with Aladar and his lemur family, and they just like keep up with them and try to like push them towards the herd to make sure they don't fall behind. Actually, no, wait, it's not a Brachiosaurus. Apparently it's a Giraffatitan. And her name was Baleen, that's right, Baleen, like a whale? Is that why they named her that? Because she's big? Like a whale? I mean, it certainly is unique for that, I guess. Oh yeah, and those two have like a dog, but it's like an Ankylosaurus. I don't understand why that one can't talk compared to the other dinosaurs. I don't get that. Is he supposed to be like the Spike of that group, I guess, from Land Before Time? So, wow, they're actually copying a lot from that. Though I guess Spike made more sense because, like, he just hatched. As a kid, I did really like this movie because dinosaurs. And I thought the Carnotaurs were pretty cool because we hadn't really seen those used a lot. Though if I remember, like, their size in the movie is like way bigger than they actually are. It really is just sort of a worse version of Land Before Time, I think. But I will say the score is really good. The scene where the egg is traveling down the river and everything and going to the lemurs, that score is like really good. Apparently the original story for this movie was much more interesting, I think, but I'll get to that in a different video. I do have a soft spot in my heart for Dinosaur just because, you know, I grew up with it and I love dinosaurs, but it's definitely not the best dinosaur movie I've seen. That's like Jurassic Park and Land Before Time. Those are the two best. So if you have seen Dinosaur, tell me down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to save.